but colleagues are getting laid off. Like you have a short team of 10 members, and one fine day, six of them are laid off, right? The remaining four in the team actually struggle. Like they will not have
Yes,
motivation to work, and they get into a state of mind. Like we all know, like on DCX laid off, and it
yes,
became small news at least. And definitely there is nothing wrong. Everybody end of a day run a business. I just want to know,
yes.
Rob, your mindset, because a lot of them are currently having this mindset and like how to cope up actually. How will now be the you tell me what is your package?
So it's a very good package, I would say, and above the market standards.
Hello all, my name is Vasanth. I hope you all doing well. I welcome you all to Career with Vasanth YouTube channel, previously known as Uncommon Geeks. So today is a very special day. I'm interviewing a guy called Robin. So Robin is a senior software engineer in Intuit. So previous to Intuit, he used to work for CoinDCX, before that Siemens. A guy from Kerala, predominantly from a lower middle class or a middle class background, and passed out from tier 2 tier 3 college. So today has made it to Intuit. So in this video we are going to primarily discuss around his career journey, how a guy who was not really interested into computer science finally landed up in Intuit. We are going to discuss Intuit interview process in detail. We are also going to discuss like what is the current AI trend, and can it replace software developers, or what is the take from Robin. Also, if you're a fresher, you must watch this video, because Robin and myself, we are going to give you a lot of tips regarding how to get your first interview calls. So if you're someone who see me first time on the internet, please subscribe to our channel Career with Vasanth and like this video. Definitely you will not regret it. Let's start. Hello all. I'm sure all of you know already about Robin. I've given introduction, but Robin is here with me. Like there's nobody who can give a better introduction than themselves. Robin, shall we start with your introduction?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, hi, Vasan, and hi, everyone. Thanks for let me into this session, and it's a great pleasure that being with you for this podcast. So yeah, I'll just give about myself as a brief, and it's not about my experience with the industry, but yeah, how I came through all the way till now, and how it's been for me all my journey. So yeah, starting from I was not even a passionate computer science software engineering, and it was never in my mind also. So yeah, so it's all started from the days where I was completing my diploma course, and where I got to know that okay, there is no much opportunities revolving around you after that course, and it's very limited if you look at the industry and how things are going so far. So that's where I thought, okay, after this, maybe I can come to an engineering degree as well. So after my diploma, I joined my engineering degree and got into a tier 3 college. That would I say. And but yeah, seems good. Things were going fine. And as I already mentioned, I was not even a passionate computer science engineer. It was never been into my dreams, not at least once. But once you got into the college, once you had experience with the domains and the technologies, so of course, yeah, everyone's aims will be you have to get into a campus placement and from college itself, because otherwise, once you go out of the college, it will be very difficult to find you an opportunity. So luckily, from the college, I got the placement into my first company, very first company, Siemens. So that was in Bangalore, and I'm lucky to have that as my first company as well. I stay. Yes, of course. During my college days, I never had been experienced into any of the domains. So you like now you being you have already introduced me as a front end developer, but I was not even into front end, back end, or no other technologies. Simply doing programming there and here with the C++. That's what all my college days. But when I got into Siemens and there, they decided me into one project where I started with the JavaScript and got into my domain. Okay, then I got realized, okay, this is the domain which I am going to work going further. So that's how front-end development came to my life and my career. So started with the JavaScript and almost 2.5 years I was there with Siemens. Frankly speaking, I never touched any other framework. React, no Angular, no Nest, or nothing, just pure vanilla JavaScript. So that was all my first initial 2.5 years of journey. Then after that, as and late realization, you would be needing something more than what you already have right now. You wanted to move on and try something out different. So that's where I prepared myself and took some Udemy courses there and here. You all might be knowing this, like Schossmuller. He's very good instructor in Udemy, Maximilian, basically. So I took some few courses from him, and some few courses with respect to Angular. So initial idea was that okay, maybe within the company itself, I'll move to a different project which they have Angular in place. That's why I started with the Angular, and I spent almost some 2 to 3 months understanding everything from scratch to the deeper dive into Angular. But unfortunately, I couldn't get a chance to move to a different team within the same organization. So that's where I found okay, maybe it's time to look something outside and try something out. So yeah, that's where I ended up in giving interviews for multiple organizations, and finally ended up in Coinbase as an Angular developer. So yeah, of course, from there it's all started. Like the learning curve from a linear path to an exponential path actually grown from there only. I started as an Angular developer, but I even worked on many technologies like even mobile development using Flutter, backend development using Node as well as Go, and microservices, micro front end. It was a vast experience for me in the learning path. So almost 2 years spending there helped me a lot. Definitely learning myself and growing myself. That was really a great experience. Then again, one or the other moment, because of some uncertainty within the organization and a few other situations caused me to look outside. And again, I started giving interviews. Then finally, I got an opportunity to be get interviewed for Intuit as an SSC, and there here I'm here I am now with Intuit for almost last being 6 months or 6 to 7 months as an SSC. So
Wonderful.
far, all going good, very
Yes.
good,
Wonderful.
having all the.
Wonderful. Which place, Kerala, that you are from, so that my audience can relate to?
So yeah, so I'm from Kerala, basically from the south part of the Kerala. It's called Kollam,
Okay.
next to Trivandrum. So that's from where I
Good.
basically.
Good. See, Robin, the good that whatever the story that you told, like from tier three to going to Intuit, right? Like, I'm not being that typical YouTuber who will tell like how to go from like 5 lakh to 50 lakh sort of a thing. So,
Mm.
only thing right now, considering current market being so volatile, right? At least few of them feel
Yes.
motivated, considering like it's not just like end of like if you are not getting opportunity or you start your career a little bit in a wrong direction, that doesn't mean like
Mm.
it's gonna be like that. As long as like you put your hard work, you can get into anywhere you can go. See, one
Definitely.
big question I have, Robin, like I have been part of couple of layoffs in my short tenure actually. See, the problem actually is not the layoff, according to me. If you're laid off, that's one
Yes.
stop. Like you have been laid
Yes.
off. It's like you got a very severe disease, you are dead. So it's like
Yes.
one shot. Like okay. The actual problem is like your colleagues are getting laid off. Like you have a short team of 10 members, and one fine day, six of them are laid off, right? The remaining four in the team actually struggle. Like they will not have
Yes.
motivation to work, and they get into a state of mind. Like we all know, like on DCX laid off, and it
Yes.
became small news at least. And definitely there is nothing wrong. Everybody end of a day run a business. I just want to know,
Yes.
Rob, your mindset, because a lot of them are currently having this mindset and like how to cope up actually. How will be the mindset whenever a company lays off and you are not laid off, but you are still part of some team? How does it feel?
Yes. So yeah, I remember like yeah, the uncertainty is something which make you very scared about the
Exactly.
situations, and you don't know what exactly you are doing. So basically, yes, in my past company also had been into the same struggle situations because the beer market
Correct.
caused a lot of hits there and here. So they had to come up with some actions to reduce that cost on different things. They even tried harder to reduce cost from different aspects like a platform cost and there and here, but finally they had to do the layoff as part of the process because yes, as you mentioned, everyone is doing their own business at the end. It's not a family, it's a business, pure
Exactly.
business, and so everyone will say that until a point they say that we are a family, but I know that at the end everything is professional. Don't take it as a family. No family leaves you behind. So yeah, this happens. But yeah, I remember like I had been into the same situation where a few of my colleagues from my same team got laid off. So exactly as you mentioned, that is the point where you also been hit in a different perspective of like losing all your motivation. So you will be also thinking about why I have to again work for a company which is not even giving the trustworthy relation with me. So
Correct.
definitely, so if you think from the company's perspective, they do have their own reasons, business
Correct.
justification why they are doing it,
Yeah.
and you have to accept it. So you don't know like who will be impacting the next year, and how it's going to be like impacting your work as well. And definitely, if you are not going to work without a motivation, you will be the next target, because at the end, everyone will be looking at your performance, how you are doing in the company. But one thing I would say, don't lose your motivation and don't lose your hope.
Mm.
So, as I already mentioned, you should not be prepared for a layoff, but you should be always prepared for a situational change. So, it's
Yeah.
not like that you are, so that's what we call as a comfort zone.
Yes.
Never ever settle down on your comfort zone. That's what I
Yeah.
point out all the time. So
Yeah.
if you are working for a company, it doesn't mean that the next day also you will be working there. So you
Yeah.
have to always keep that mindset with you. So you have to be engaged in all the tech stacks or all the new technologies coming in
Correct.
your domain. You should be up to date with your domain. It's not something like that. Once I hit by layoff, then I will start giving preparations or giving interviews. Not like that. See,
Correct.
if the company is asking you to leave the company by tomorrow, then the day after tomorrow you should be able to give an interview for another company. Sure.
Exactly.
So you should have that situation and you should have that mindset,
Yeah.
which will be tightly coupled to you. Something that it's not about layoff, it's not about how you are getting impacted. It's all about how you are preparing for your career growth. It's not
Correct.
specific to any company. It's your career. Being
Correct.
with that career, being motivated yourself, and don't lose hope in in all the
Yeah.
direction. That's what I want to say.
Yes, totally. I totally agree with you, Robin. Only one point if I had to add, right? A lot of freshers are like who are in like 2 to 3 years of experience range. Like some of them are quite well off family, or some of them actually come to different cities from their native, right? They have the tendency of spending a lot of money and nothing wrong. Like end of the day, the ultimate
Yes,
aim
yes,
of earning is spending. But at least be
yes,
disciplined to have like at least 7 to 8 months. Six is what typically say, but my suggestion is at least have like
yes,
8 months runway amount of money with you. Like you lose the job
definitely.
anytime, right? Have some money. I mean, you cannot ask after like you're 24, 25, you cannot call your father and ask for money.
Yes,
They'll give. It's not like they'll not give, but
yes,
that's not the way. So
definitely.
don't consider like this like a granted, like you're gonna get like 1 lakh salary every month and you're gonna spend 80,000. Please don't do
No,
that.
no.
Correct?
You should keep always that money with you, so that at least during that tenure of your starting giving interviews, you have to
Yes.
survey with your current
Exactly.
situations.
Yes,
Definitely, that is like that is a common financial rule you have to follow. So
exactly.
that always you have to keep whatever the domain or whatever the field you are working with.
Yes.
Definitely, you have to keep it.
Yeah. See, Robin, like I've been like mentoring since quite some time, and like I create content as most know across LinkedIn and YouTube. See, one of the like I connect primarily on a lot of freshers over the weekend. Like I do a lot of free session. See, one common problem that I hear from all the freshers is there are a lot of freshers who actually have good talent. Like they know a lot of technical. Being very frank, when I passed out from my engineering almost like 7.5 years back, I did not had mastery about anything like same like you. I
Mhm.
don't knew front end, back end, DevOps, QA, but I was a good software engineer according to me because I knew problem solving. But I was not like very specific to any domain as such. But now freshers are not like that. They have a preference, like they know front end or they want to go back end QA, and they actually learn some amount of it by learning courses and other things. But they're feeling like extremely hard to get into industry. Like there's some advice that I
Yes.
usually give. What are your thoughts, Robin? Like, what should a fresher, like passed out on 23 or 24, what can they do to get to their first job?
So yeah, basically that's actually like this issue had happened or started happening after 2021, because we all know that we had been into many situations, even the COVID situations also. So during the COVID time, this bubble had happened where a lot of overhiring and many such things happened, because even people were getting paid above the industry standards, or like a very high demands were that happening. And definitely if there is a bubble, and that bubble has to pop out. So
Correct.
that's what we saw, we had been into this situation after 2022 or 2023, and still continuing. The market is still not surveyed back to the actual conditions. So there and here many other points also came, or impacts also came. But yeah, one thing I saw, even when I also passed out, it was something like companies were looking at freshers as a generic view, in the sense you need not be domain specific or
Correct.
front end, back end. You come to our company, we will give you interview trainings, we will make you apt for whatever the domain we are working on. That then you can start working, contributing to the project. But nowadays the trend had been changed. So
Yes.
it's something like now even for freshers also companies are looking at certain domain specific things. They are not saying that okay, we need some freshers so that we can give training. So they are kind of reducing the cost or like all those things, whatever they are spending on the trainings as well. So one thing I would say that during your college itself, time itself, have some good, nice projects with you, put it in the GitHub, open source contributions, and some nice, well maintained projects so that you can showcase your skills. You should be very well determined in which domain you want to go after passing, coming out of your graduate. So you should not take the decision after getting into a company. So you should choose your path while you are studying along, and with that itself, you have to think about like a back end, front end, or machine learning, whatever the domain you wanted to work on. So that is the very first thing. And the other things would come around is something like definitely like the market is very now having very competency across many things. Definitely companies will be looking at out your competency. It's not something like you have to stop looking. Say like you applied for some 20 companies, 30 companies, you are not getting any response. You are getting depressed, saying that okay, no, I am not getting any calls. This is not how it works. See, when I was switching from Coindesk to my next company after having into all like good experiences, still more than 300 companies I had applied to get an interview. So this is how things works. It's not like that you apply for 10 companies, you will get 5 calls.
Yeah,
It's never been like that.
I
So
agree.
keep on applying, keep on asking, and definitely like if you have if you know someone from your college seniors or from your connections, feel free, go and ask referrals. If you see an like a equal opportunity for you in that company, go to ask, go for an asking any referrals. Nothing wrong in that, because
Correct.
referral is something a good way to get interviewed or get an interview call, rather than you being applying at the very first shot
I
yourself.
agree. Yes.
So these are the things, thought process I'm coming along. Yes, definitely the market is also is a great like a one big point here which we have to be
I
noted
agree.
down.
Yes.
But definitely, so
I agree, Robin.
you
No,
should
just to
keep
add on.
trying.
Correct. So just to add on, Robin, like probably like we both have probably passed out almost of the same years. What I feel like it was never easy. Definitely it is tough now, but it
Yes,
was never easy for a tier two or tier three college to get into a company despite whatever the knowledge that you have, right? So like you told, only perseverance is very important. Like you keep applying and
yes.
don't expect like you apply for 10 companies and all 10 will call you. Like you are
Girl,
in
no, no,
like,
no.
India produce around 15 lakh engineers a year. Like so
Yes,
definitely like we most of us don't have anything like that is that will make us to stand out. Correct? Like have patience and
yes,
one thing that I want to add is don't make this placement as like a final year event. Like you go to
yes,
like final year and you expect now whole world to come to you to get placed. Consider this 4 year like a preparation. Like that last year is when
yes.
the placement happens, but be prepared like all the 4 years. Okay.
All the 4 years, yes. So
Exactly.
that's a great point. And adding one more point. So once you coming out of the college doesn't doesn't make sense, or like what we say. It's not always like everyone will be always getting a package of 20 LPA, 30 LPA as a fresher. So don't come up with the
I
expectation
agree.
that okay, once I pass out, I'll be getting a package of 20 LPA, seeing lot of
This is little
content
very
going outside in the LinkedIn and there and
exactly.
here, saying that you take my course, it's guaranteed that you will be getting 30 LPA, 50
Yes.
LPA, 60 LPA. Don't ever fall in those things.
Yes.
I would say first 2 years of your industry experience is all about your learnings.
Correct.
So just think it in that direction. Even if you start with a very less package, see, I started my career with a package of 5 LPA. So
Yes.
that's how I also started. So it's all about the first 2 years. Just consider as an experience where you learn lot of things. You learn about industry, how the industry was, gain the technical skills, gain the knowledge. After that, you decide what is your demand and what is your package you are going to get.
I agree. I agree. So, Robin, like a lot of the viewers will be watching, like they'll be interested to know, I think, into the interview process. As far as I know, once you wrote on the LinkedIn as well. So if somebody wants to get into now the Intuit, right? Like what is the typical interview process? How many rounds are involved?
So yeah, I would say I got a referral from one of my junior,
Yeah.
and he referred me to one of the position at Intuit. So the process starts from you'll be getting an initial call from the recruiting team asking for a few collecting few details to check if you are apt for that role which you have been referred or you are applied to, and after that they will start one for the very first round which they call as a phone screening round, but actually it's a discussion like a Zoom meeting
Got it.
where you will be joining there, and it can be like a 45 minutes to 1 hour interview process where depending on the interviewer the questions will arise. Mostly it will be a mixture of both the DSA plus your domain skills. So as I applied to front end SSC role, it was front end domain related specific questions along with that some few there and here DSA related concepts. So once you clear that round, the next thing is very interesting, which I haven't seen so far with many other companies. They will give you one complete assignment to be worked on, a takeaway
Mm.
project,
Yeah.
which you have to work on and come up with. So they will give you a week of or 2 weeks of time or 1 week of time, which you can work on. So they will send you one detailed mail with respect to all the requirements, what they are expecting, everything detailed documented. They will be giving you, and the expectation is that you will be doing that project or that assignment as a production ready production
Right.
quality code. So that
Yeah.
is a expectation, and you have to work on all the parts including unit testing, responsiveness, or even automation testing if you are interested in everything like how a
Yeah.
production quality code is being written. Like that you have to build that application, like whatever the assignment given to you, you have to work on that, spend some dedicated time towards it, bring it on the desk, then the same day it will be back to back interviews. So once you are ready with your assignment, they will schedule one series of interviews on the same day.
Okay.
So starting from the demo of your whatever the assignment you have taken, so it will be a panel of 4 to 5 interviews will be there. So there will be SSCs, staff, principal, or even managers, or like a different level of interviews will be there, which will be a panel of interviewers. They will start with the demo of your assignment, what you have taken, and the demo is something like you have to prepare a PPT or slides based on what you have built, and a high level architecture overview diagrams, or the schemas or the design diagrams, and the actual working demo. So once after the demo, like they during the demo itself, they will fire the questions they wanted to, if they wanted to have some clarities, all those things. Then after the first round of demo, the next 1 or 2 rounds will be based on the demo, and after that 1 or 2 rounds will be there for what they call as the assessor round. So that assessor round could be an extension of the demo, or
Yeah.
it can be altogether decoupled also. Like they can discuss into your domains or even DSA, pure DSA related questions. Anything can happen. So depending on your performance, there can be 1 or 2 rounds of assessor rounds. Then after that, there will be a managerial round, which will be kind of a mixture of both technical plus some behavioral questions. You can think it of like a bar racer kind of round, where they will be discussing about your past project experiences and even like some technical aspects, what they want to collect from you, and some behavioral questions to understand how you will behave based on the situations once you end up some situations. Maybe like a little like a pressurizing about like how you will behave on sensitive informations, all those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that so at the end, after like all this will be happening on the same day, and that will be your last round of interview. And after that, definitely they will look at the interview process as a whole, and they will come up with the feedback, and the HR will be communicating you with you like then after that it will be all about your package discussions and further process. So this is
Sure.
how an overview.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Robin, for giving information again in the interview. Now you tell me what is your package?
So it's a very good package, I would say, and like above the market standards, I would say,
Wonderful.
because Intuit as a company, they treat their employees well, and based on your
Okay.
roles,
Yes.
So it's all good. So
I
that's what I
know,
say.
just kidding. A lot of salary.
I know,
That is
I know, I
something.
know.
No, I think like everyone, like you should not ask anyone salary so that you'll be always happy.
Because the problem is like once you ask someone salary,
You
it's okay to
start
reveal the salary, but you start thinking about the salary, saying that okay, that
exactly.
guy is getting that much, and why I am not falling into that category?
Exactly.
Why should we create this
I
mental
totally agree. Totally
problem?
agree. Also, like, see, for the people like who never been to this IT, right? Like, for example, people from your native, all they do is like divide by 12, and they thinking like this is the monthly
Yes,
salary.
this is
Like
only you
that
will
way.
get.
We'll not
They,
like
they don't even think about it. Like the tax which you are paying and the other things which are going
exactly.
from the salary. No, no
Like,
one.
let's
So
say you're
it's not
having like
always they do
8
it.
lakh salary and 14 lakh salary, right? Hardly the in-hand salary differs. It's not like too much of a difference. Like the more
Yes.
you earn, like more you will be like giving taxes. Anyway, that's a different.
That's a different story. I don't want to talk about taxes
Yeah.
now.
Yes. So Robin, one other important thing that I want to discuss, like I've been quite vocal about this on my LinkedIn as well, regarding whatever the ChatGPT or Janaya things coming over, right? They've been like extremely brilliant. I use a lot in my day-to-day development as well, because there are a lot of internal tools which we use, or like basically everybody are
Mm,
using it some way or the other for
yes.
like fastening their development process.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are like a lot of speculations, like can it take over the developer jobs, etc. Okay, so what are your
Mm,
thoughts, Robin? What do you think? Because end of the day, we all work for the salary, and this is if it is
yes.
back to us, like we need to also think about it. What is your take, Robin?
So even I also don't have a perspective about something like that. It is going to take over your job.
Hmm.
See, like it's all about the technologies and the
Correct.
technologies what you are working on. So
Yeah.
it's something which makes your life little easier. So
Yes.
think of something like there was not there was no framework being introduced like React or Angular or nothing. So it was difficult for you to write everything in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But once the framework came, still JavaScript remains behind, like under the hood. It's remain as it is, but you are using the framework on top of that to make your life little easier. So think it of like that. So these AI tools or generative AI, whatever we are talking about, the buzzwords or whatever it is, those things are really going to help you in day-to-day life.
Hmm.
Definitely. So see, even I am also using my company's own enterprise version of
Correct.
Gen AI tools.
Yeah.
Which makes me to write my unit tests or documentations in a far better way than I am spending much time on that.
Correct.
Even generating the code also. But once you generate some code, you should be knowing, like you should have that readability
Correct.
capacity. Basically, you should understand what exactly being written by the generative tool and whether it's exactly matching for your situation.
I
It's
agree.
not something that whatever they are generating is completely bug free and functional code covering all the edges. Never
Yeah.
going to be. It's something like you are making them to have the thought process, so you also get that similar thought process around deriving the code. And after that, you are the one who's going to implement it, actually going to execute it, try it out with all the edge cases, or just alter the code according to your use cases. So
Correct.
it's nothing something like it's nothing like it's going to replace you. Definitely
Correct.
not. But definitely it's something which is going to improve your productivity. And if you are thinking that okay, I'm not no more going to use any generative AI tools, definitely you will be stepping out of the
I agree.
industry one or the other way. Why? Because you have to understand the technology. You have to cope up with the technologies. That's how the
Correct.
industry works. So if you take two people, one person is using a generative AI tool and one person is not using that, the productivity, if you compare the
Hmm.
productivity of both of them, there will be like a huge difference between that.
I
So
agree.
that's how the companies also will be looking at it. It's not something that we will use the generative tools to replace completely a developer, but they want someone who can understand the generative AI tools and use it in an effective way so that their productivity and entire business impact and their productivity of the company is going to increase.
I
So
agree.
this is how people look at it.
Yes. Thanks for your opinion, Robin. Like I have like I agree with most of the point. I have like slightly different opinion in few things. Like will it take over? Definitely no. Because let's say the Amazon is building a delivery system, delivery guys come for the delivery and the app stops working. So it's a production bug and they cannot go to
Mhm.
any AI tool to like fix that issue. But what typically feel like overall process, right? Definitely knowing it is good. According to me, the number of jobs that going forward with whatever the situation that we are in. I don't know what is going to happen after next 5 years, but if we are in the same situation as of now, probably the number of jobs are not going to increase. The reason being like lot
Yes,
of freshers, right? Like whatever the job a fresher would do, I think that job can be easily offloaded to this Gen AI. And whatever the
definitely,
assembly thing
definitely,
that you told, like who somebody who checks the quality of the code produced and actually integrating it, like that particular jobs would increase. But whatever, or those jobs will survive.
Mm,
Whatever these entry
yes,
level jobs, they may have some hit in the initial years at least. Definitely, there can
definitely.
some other process can happen in the future that I don't know. But in the current market is what I'm feeling that way.
Definitely. So few other places it's already being replaced. We cannot say
Correct.
that it's not going to completely replace it,
Exactly.
but the only point is like you have to cope up with how to use it
Exactly.
efficiently.
Yes.
So that like say we say that freshers most of the time we use the freshers for the execution, complete execution
Hmm.
part,
Yes.
and that execution can be easily done with this generative AI tools within
Exactly.
like a very effective manner.
Exactly.
But you have to step up from
Yeah.
fresher level to the next level of thinking and like designing the systems. So then only you can be like you can survive. That's what I feel.
Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. So now, see, there is a lot of us, like including myself, Robin. I've been part of like different companies before joining the current organization. So there will be always a difference that you would see between like Indian product-based companies or Indian startups and like multinational companies like Intuit. So I just want to see your opinion, Robin. Like, what do you think like is different, probably in the startups that you work and this?
Mm. So basically, like when we think about like Indian companies, they don't see the like entire global market into
Yeah.
their picture. They will not take it. So they will be always concentrating on the one portion of that market, which say suppose the Indian market, how we can like build our products in Indian market. And once it gains some popularity in the Indian market, then we could think about something outside like that. But if I say multinational, like international companies, which they will be thinking the global market. They don't
Right.
think about a specific country or specific area as a market. They say that like if we build this product, how it's going to impact as a global thing, and how we can deliver our product and experience to into the global products. And the main one of the main advantage is that you have that opportunity to work with different developers and different experienced professionals from all over the world.
Yeah.
So you will be tightly collaborating with the people from the US, Australia, Canada, like
Right.
that. So we know that okay, so we do have our technical skills, but we don't know like what are the technical skills or experience you are going to gain from others.
Right.
So that is a wide opportunity you will be getting. So the tight collaboration with them, understanding their say like with my experience. Recently, I was working on one project, and I just going through some like a state management library there and here. Like I was not exploring bit, but then I saw one architectural pattern implemented by one of the US guy in one of the project. So he was a principal engineer guy, and it really inspired me. So this is how the
Got it.
learnings
I
derives.
agree.
So I saw that I never seen such an architectural pattern anywhere else. How the how he has implemented that pathway of communications,
Hmm.
and like he was using Jot AI for the state management in React, which is a very lightweight library. So
Yeah.
all those things are kind of like professionalism and the experience what you are going to gain from others.
I
Which you don't have much like what we say opportunity if you are being with an Indian company. So that is one main difference. You will be always like there are very good developers. It's not I'm not
agree.
mentioning that Indian developers are not good, but the experiences are different, and that like whatever the learnings you are getting, definitely it is going to be a different being into a
Exactly.
like a multinational
Got it.
company.
I totally agree. Like to an extent, like you'll be always surrounded by these great people, and there is
Yeah.
always like a competency. Like one day, like Robin or Vasant cannot say like we'll sit back, like
Yes.
because there is always like juniors and like probably the interns who are like much brilliant. Then you should always like keep doing the good work. So this is an always a race, correct? And
Yes.
one thing that I always feel like the main difference that I work from like Indian companies and here, not typical Indian companies, I would like to say that probably at a high level difference is the previous companies wherever like startups and mid-range companies I was working, I always used to feel like I work for my manager. Like
Yes.
manager gives me some task and I work for a manager.
Task. Yes.
But here,
Yes.
what I feel in big companies is like we both work for a goal. It's not like
Yes.
manager has a role of managing me and the project, But it's not that like I work for him. Like we both work towards a goal that gives you
Yeah.
like a lot of freedom. Like sometimes my VP comes to our office and they'll be speaking, right? Like they are as equal as us. Like if there are no chairs, even
Yes.
we will stand and we will stand. Like there is no like special standards that is given to them and not
Yes.
right. So that those are the things like feel like culture wise. Like you feel like a lot of
Yes. Yeah.
difference whenever you're working. Correct.
Yes, yes, that's a great point. So here, even like I remember, like, or I even on a project, or like what are the projects right now I am owning is something like it's going to impact the business altogether. It's not
Yeah,
something like a manager giving you the task, go and
exactly.
take this task, and nothing like that. You
Yes.
are deriving the work for you as a whole business impact, and even the hierarchy which you see from outside, like outside Indian economy, whatever you are seeing the
Right.
people say I remember that our VP one day for we have something like global engineering days GED. So during that time he directly came and he was sitting next to me and just talking like a colleague.
Yes.
So
I
VP of the entire multinational company, so they don't keep this kind of hierarchies or
exactly.
anything with them, and
Exactly.
it will be straightforward, you can communicate anytime. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yes. Yes. So we're almost come to the end, Robin. Like it's been a great discussion. There'll be a lot of people probably who might like your conversation, whatever you discussed and whatever your viewpoint. Especially the people from our state connect to us a lot. Like let's say somebody from Kerala,
Yeah.
from the same place as you and right now studying in Tier 2, Tier 3 college, they might look up to you. Like probably the how the strategies we need to keep for going for interview. What are the like right avenues, Robin? If somebody need to get contact with you, right? What are the different ways they can get connect with
So, I started mentoring people in ADP list for free,
you?
completely for free. So it was a platform where they you can reach out to me. But recently, because of some busy work schedule, I had
Yeah.
reduced the timing and the availability there. But definitely, I'll be looking into it and I'll be increasing that availability. Happy to share that so far I had mentored a lot of people for free, of course, nothing taken from them. It's because of I know that I came from a low class family and I came from a background of zero. So I
Yeah,
know that difficulties which I faced
I
through
agree.
my phases. So it's always happy to help the community, and it's always good that like if you can do a good to another person, one or the other way,
I
you
agree.
will get rewarded. So that's what I believe,
Totally.
like karma. So you can reach out to me in ADP list or LinkedIn also. I'll be always available. Say if you send me one message in LinkedIn today, if
Yeah,
I'm busy, even if I'm busy also, within maximum 1 or 2 days, you'll be getting back a reply.
exactly.
And even top minute also, I'll be available. So you can reach out to me. All these platforms,
Yeah,
send me one message in LinkedIn. Definitely, you'll be getting a reply back.
thank you.
Happy to help, happy to mentor, and happy to share my experiences.
Exactly.
This is how we grow, like
Exactly.
together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Ram. Like a lot of people think, right? Like all these mentors are making money, but the part is like we don't advertise the free work that we are doing. Like there are a lot of things
Yes.
we are doing for free, right? But we don't like marketing the charity. Only the face like, we take money, right? Like this mentoring, we take money definitely for like definitely dedicated session. We take money from people. So the only thing they feel like yeah, they are making a lot of money by this mentoring. It's not that way actually. Lot of like maybe half
Yes.
of our bandwidth we spend for free, but somewhere we need to also like value our time and people who especially have money. Like recently, I'm one of almost become viral where a candidate has like 20, 25 and 30 lakh package. You want to choose one among, you can definitely pay 5,000 rupees for half an hour. It's not like
Yes, yes.
very hard, correct? Yes.
Yes, like I also see in the same perspective. It's not about the money. It's all about like how you share the experience, help each other. So even I got one award from ADP list for most mentoring in a month of April, I guess April or May.
Yeah,
Like more than 30 or 40 people I have mentored that time. So it was all absolutely free.
exactly.
So it's always happy to help. Don't look at the money perspective there. But
I
yeah.
totally, totally, Robin. So it's been a great session, Robin. I mean, it was very refreshing speaking to you. You put all of your honest efforts. I think the audience will also like. Thank you so much for being part of this. Namaskar. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Vasan. So it was like a lot of like a nice talk with each other, and it was a lot of learning also. Like very great that I'm seeing that your posts and you are also passionate about creating the contents, sharing with others, which is helping others' life. So
Yes.
definitely it was a great session, and keep up going the same pace. Thank you for hosting me here. All
Thank
the best.
thank you, Robin.